know it's going to be a good story when you brew yourself a fresh cup of tea. Well, hello lovely people, and welcome once again to this channel for Journeys Across. Now, I kind of made this video a bit more of a story time, get to know me and why I started the YouTube channel and kind of what I'm hoping to gain out of it. So, of course, when I started, or even before I started, I had like a lot of doubts. One of the main ones was like my age. I thought, you know what, I'm like not as young, but I'm not old obviously, but I kind of saw other YouTubers had started in their teens or in their early 20s, and now they're like already self-made and everything. So I kind of compared myself to them, and I had a lot of doubts in regards to if I would be good enough, if I would fit the image, you know, the YouTube image, lifestyle. I was also worried about what people would say, you know, seeing me down the road, like, oh, that's that YouTuber. Or, you know, I was thinking, okay, do I need to disguise? Do I need to wear sunglasses and a big coat so no one knows who I am? Different things like that. Honestly, guys, it's literally so weird. I don't know why I thought like that, but that's just kind of what I thought and what I believed. And that held me back a lot. Like, I wanted to start YouTube not that long ago, about 2 months ago, and funny enough, I even made my first video, which wasn't the video that I released last week. It was another video, and when I was done, I looked at it and I was like, I don't really like it, but I wanted to do it because I was pushing it and pushing and pushing and pushing, and I knew that if I didn't release something, it would just pass me by and then I would not want to do it anymore. So I made that video. And then when I was editing it, I was like, no, I don't like the lighting, I don't like how I looked, I don't like this, I don't like that. So I didn't obviously do it, but I made the one that I released last week, and I pushed myself and I was like, cool, I have to do it, because if not, it's not gonna happen. I'm sure if you're watching this, maybe you've had an idea before in the past and you've been like, okay, cool, by this time I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. I wanna wait till it's perfect, I wanna wait till I have all the money, I wanna wait till I've got all the gear and everything's done, and then someone does exactly what you were gonna do. And then it's like, damn, I should have done it when I wanted to. So this was kind of one of those things that I knew that if I kept pushing it back, it's just not gonna happen. So that was one of my doubts as well. Another one of my doubts was just literally my face being out there. You know, YouTube is a platform where, you know, like everyone will see it. Social media is such a big thing right now, and I was a bit worried of my face being out there on the internet, you know, in employers, family, different things that I knew that, okay, if I was gonna make videos, I don't want it to be a thing where I'm out there for the wrong reasons, or I've got a scandal, or this or that. Like, I'm a bit private, so I was worried about that as well. There's literally so many things that I was like, oh my gosh, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or if people start talking about me. But you know what I realized, yeah? Regardless of if you do something or if you don't do anything, people will always talk about you. So you might as well just do what you want to do and then let them start talking, and then just not really pay attention to that. Because I realized, like, not doing something because of what other people would think about you is really not a good reason to not do it. You should still do it, because at the end of the day, it's your life, you know. If you want to do something that is like completely different and then you're not sure people will respond about it, it's not about them, it's about you. And this YouTube thing, literally, I had so many things and I was like, oh my gosh, what if this happens, what if that happens? But guys, literally, when I released my intro video and I put it on my Instagram, my personal Instagram, and then all my friends were like saying, oh my gosh, well done girl, congrats, this is so good, and started sharing it, I was like, whoa, like, wow, people are actually like nice. And I was literally so taken back by it, because I was expecting the worst, but literally nothing like that happened. And then back in regards to, you know, me feeling old and thinking that, oh my gosh, life has passed me by, all the other YouTubers that are my age have made it, they've blown, they've started, and I'm starting now, and I feel like, what am I doing, kind of thing. I once read a quote that I love. It's literally one of my top 2 quotes in life. If you know me, I literally love quotes, and it's by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I'm gonna read it now. It's a beautiful, beautiful quote. For what it's worth, it's never too late to be whoever you want to be. I hope you live a life you're proud of, and if you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start over. There's a longer version too, still by him, but this was like the brief version. Sometimes, you know, we feel like, oh my gosh, it's too late, I can't start again. Surely I can't start again. But you really can, literally. Do not let time dictate what you do and what you don't do. Another quote, I'm gonna keep showing quote with you guys. Another quote which I really like as well, and it's literally about not thinking that time has passed you by, and you know, realizing that you still have time to do whatever you want to do. And this one is by Earl Nightingale, and it goes like this. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. So literally, sometimes you think, oh my gosh, I'm too old to go back to uni, or I'm too old to start this business, or I'm too old to start this project, I'm too old to do this thing that I really want to do. Whether you don't do it or you do it, the time is going to pass anyway, so you might as well use that time doing something that you love. So after all these doubts, you're probably thinking, okay, you had all these doubts, Sade, but okay, why did you decide to do YouTube? Well, I wanted to leave a legacy. It's gonna sound so weird, but basically I read this quote of starting life backwards, and I will explain it a bit later. And I kind of picture myself where I want to be, you know, when I'm older, much older, and what I want to do, and I kind of want to leave a legacy. So if you've noticed, this channel is called For Journeys Across. For those that know me, maybe you were smart enough to spot what I did there. So my initials to my name is FJA. So instead of doing this channel in my name, I did it in a different words that mean something. So for journeys across, so for journeying across to who you want to be when you're older, to be that better person, to be this, to be that. So kind of want to leave a legacy to do with that, so that when I go or do whatever or leave the earth, whatever, it continues on. And I kind of wanted it to not be in my name, because I didn't want it to start and finish with me. I wanted it to be beyond just me. So that was then. I like the fact that how YouTube, you can, you know, make videos and then years after look back and see the progress you've made and different things like that. Also, I feel like YouTube is a great platform to build an audience, you know, have a community group, people that you're able to encourage, empower and educate. And that's what I'll be learning from you guys, different other YouTubers, you know, who are in their business and things like that. So kind of wanted to build that audience, and that's also why I am here. So as you may know, this YouTube is about work, lifestyle and inspiration. So in regards to the inspiration bit, I kind of wanted to make a difference. Obviously, you know, everyone goes through life, you know, you touch people's lives, and you know, even the job that I do now, I help people, I volunteer, I help people, but I kind of wanted to be a bit bigger than that. I wanted to do something that will help people on a wider scale, not just in my community or in my country, but people perhaps overseas could benefit from what I do and different things like that. So that's pretty much why I started. So you're probably thinking this, okay, Sade, it's cool, you've told me all about you and why you do what you do and the doubts you have, but you know, I'm here and I don't know what I want to do. So if you're watching this and you're probably thinking you don't know what you want to do, back to what I was saying about starting life backwards. I think I went to one conference one time and this guy was saying that, you know, he lives his life backwards. So, you know, years go by and you do things, for example. And he said, picture this, picture where you want to be when you're 50, 60, 70, whatever. If you want to have that mansion, you want to have this spouse, you want to live in this beautiful estate, you want to help people, you want to be in music, whatever. Think about who you want to be when you're that age and then work backwards, so that from now until then, literally every single day, every single minute, you're working towards it, if that makes sense. So most people live their lives forwards. So, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. And then life takes you wherever you want to take you. But if you have like goals, aspirations, if you have like an idea of who you want to be, of what you want to do, even the habits you do, even your hobbies, even your interests, you know, what you attend, where you network, literally it will line you up for that person you want to be when you're 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever. So I know it seems a bit grim looking at lives backwards, because you're just, but at the same time it kind of gives you something to look forward to, like, okay, cool, by the time I'm 70, I know I want to live in this house, I want to be like this, I know I want to mentor this kind of people, I know I want to have this businesses, I know I want to do this. And then when you see it that way, you're like, cool, I'm going to go to this networking group, because if I go to that networking group, I get to meet type of people that I need to basically mentor me or develop ideas or partner up with and things like that. And yeah, I hope I'm making sense so far. Another thing thing I want to mention, probably maybe a young person, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I went into uni and I want to be this. Let's say I want to be an engineer. I don't think people realize this, but in life, you're not going to have just one career. You might do, but a lot of people don't just have one thing they're going to be. Yes, you want to be a doctor, or yes, you want to be an engineer, or yes, you want to be an artist, but along the lines, you might change, and that's okay. That's pretty much normal. You know, maybe you're in your 30s and you're like, cool, now I want to be a teacher, or I want to teach people about art, or I want to teach people about music, I want to teach people about science, you know, different things, or I want to start a business, I want to start an NGO, I want to travel, you know. So you will never, from what I gather, no one ever has just one career. You might have a career for a long time, and even what you end up doing after is related to your career, but you're not just going to be in one career. Because think about it, even going up the ladder, there is a point where the ladder stops and you're at the top, and then you have to kind of do something, either consultancy or another business, or start up a different project. Do you know what I mean? So don't be too hard on yourself. Yes, you might know what you want to be, but it's okay if you don't, because you can start something and then change later on. It's fine. Then another thing I would say is think. What do you enjoy? You know, what talents or gifts you have. I'm not saying that if you're a singer or if you're good at singing, you should start singing and making music and producing music, unless it's what you want to do. I'm just saying sometimes knowing what you're good at enables you to basically be in the right groups that you need to be into to then know what job or career you want to go down into. So for example, let's say you're good at singing. You might not be a singer, but maybe you might be a voiceover person for, you know, different films that require someone to be a singer. And that's you kind of having singing and acting in one spot. You're not a singer, if that makes sense. Or for example, perhaps if you're good at helping people, you might be thinking, okay, I want to help people, let me volunteer. And then as you volunteer, you realize that there's a need for a specific thing that you realize that no one has really tapped into, and then you can perhaps start a project or start a business in that niche. And yeah, so I would say think about what you like, what you enjoy. Definitely read up on things. Use things like Udemy, however you say it. Things like Eventbrite, things like LinkedIn, and I will actually explain why those things are really, really good and how you can use them to basically help you in your career. But I would say use those platforms, invest in yourself, definitely. Not just even career-wise, but even personally. Like things like learning to swim, learning a different language, learning an instrument. And I will say this because there will come a point in your life where you might feel a bit stagnant in your workplace. You might feel like, okay, I've not really moved up the ladder, I don't like what I do. But if you have a hobby, if you're still like developing yourself outside of work, as the year go by, you might be thinking, oh, I haven't done anything this year to feel like I've improved myself. But then you're like, oh wait, I've learned how to swim, or I've learned a different language, or I've done this, I've done that, and then that gives you this kind of self-satisfaction in yourself, and then you start to feel positive about yourself. Even though one area of your life isn't as it should be, the other areas are improving, and that's a reason why I would say definitely invest in yourself. And not just because of the self-gratification, which is good, but also because you get to meet people, you get to network, you get to know more about yourself, and you get to, you know, grow and develop. And on this journey that we're taking across to be better people, you know, better models of society, or, you know, different things like that, is so vital that you never stop growing, you never stop learning. Like literally, you could learn the simplest thing. Like sometimes I learn new words and I read books and I write it down in my notes in my phone, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool word that I learned, and then I think where I can use it. It's so small. So literally small things literally help us. You don't even know how it's going to help you. So yeah, definitely read, definitely invest in yourself, never stop learning, make new friends, make, you know, different circles, go to events, speak to people, even if you're a shy person. I think I'm going to make another YouTube video again, literally to how to get out of your comfort zone, and even when you're a shy person, like your personality isn't really being outspoken, how you can overcome those things. Also, one thing I would say is don't be afraid of making mistakes. Literally in life, there is never one straight road. Things happen that are out of our control, and it's okay. Like I think I read I sound like I read a lot, but I really don't. Like I read a post on Instagram, and the person says that 10% of what happens to us is out of our control, but 90% is in our control. So for example, something could happen like, oh my gosh, this spills on me or whatever. Out of my control. It's spilled. It's done. It's done. I can't do anything. I can't put it back in my cup. It's done. But 90% how I react to it, how my mind perceives it, like what literally goes on inside my emotions and everything, I am in control of that. Like if this was to spill on me, I'm not in control of it. But if I was to get angry or start to have a fit or starts to scream and swear and shout and everything, that is within my control. You know, it's either I do that, scream and shout, or I just pick it up, move on, make another cup of tea, you know, that kind of thing. So it's okay in life if things happen and, you know, we make mistakes. That's how we grow. When you know something doesn't work and then you try again and then you find out how it works, that's a lesson learned. That's literally how things improve, and that's how we learn to be better and to do better. So definitely guys, just do what you need to do to grow. And if you make mistakes, it's okay, just don't make them again. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this tea too much. That is it with my story time today. I feel like I have so much more videos out there for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've literally learned something new from today. I hope that if you've had this like idea of doing something, what I've shared with you encourages you to literally go out there and start it. Guys, do not despise small beginnings. Literally do that thing that you have in your heart, whether it's a project, whether it's to inspire people, whether it's to create a podcast, a video, a blog, whatever. Someone out there needs to hear what you've got to say. So don't let that voice in your mind that's telling you that you're not good enough, or that you're not smart enough, or that you don't know what you're talking about to stop you. Just go out there and do that thing that you know you need to do. So yeah, once again, this is Sade, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.